Yay! VTuber self-introduction Q&A.
Here we go.
3, 2, 1, let's go. What is your name?
Shino the Wolf.
What's your nickname?
Static Superstar.
What kind of VTuber are you?
Sonic OC VTuber.
Date of birth?
April 14th.
How old are you?
Yeah.
Pronouns?
He and him.
How tall are you?
105 centimeters.
Where are you from?
Studiopolis zone.
Great thing about you.
My flashy jacket.
Now perform a quick impression.
Where's that damn fourth Chaos Emerald?
Where can we find you?
Twitch, Twitter, Blue Sky.
Catchphrase 1.
Welcome to the show.
Catchphrase 2.
Woohoo!
Fan emojis.
Check them out, baby.
Live tag.
Shino BT Live.
Fan art tag.
Shino BT Arts.
Fan name.
Starcadians.
Favorite color.
Minty Blue.
Hobbies.
Singing and gaming.
What's your skills?
Same as my hobby.
Confess your love to your senpai.
But what if I am the senpai?
Oh no.
Favorite food.
Pizza and pudding.
Favorite drink.
Chocolate milkshake.
Favorite manga.
Rurouni Kenshin.
Favorite anime.
Oh God, so many.
Favorite game.
Sonic 3 and Knuckles.
Favorite music.
Anything 80s.
Biggest fear.
Being lonely.
Who's your idol?
Sonic and MJ.
What's your dream?
In living it now.
Anything to add before we end go.
If you're sad and feeling blue, come to my show and I'll sing for you. Forget your worries for a while. I'll do my best to make you smile.
Hello?
Hello? Sorry, I was waiting for the scene to transition over. But all right, everybody, it's showtime. Oh, I'm seeing it. I'm already seeing it in the chat. Woohoo! Hello, my Starcadians, and welcome to the stream. Welcome to the Starlight Winter Carnival. Allow me to introduce myself. I am the Static Superstar, Shino the Wolf, and I am here as one of the representatives of Team Starlight. And of course, I am being joined by fellow Team Starlight member and one of my absolute best friends in the entire world. She is the lovely Velveteen Rabbit herself, Trixie Velvet.
Oh, woo woo. Hi, I'm Trixie. Nice to meet you all.
A woo woo?
Whoa. There. Better.
Sure, we'll go with that. Oh, but thank you for being here, hun. And of course, everybody, I am very excited and very stoked to have on our show today, two very, very important and very special guests. Introducing first, here in the pink hair with the really cool shirt, playing some video games right now. It looks like on their little device there. It's Jovial Nightz, everybody.
Hi. Thanks for having me on.
We're happy to have you here, my dear. And also joining Jovial Nightz is Mistress Phoenix. Hello, Mistress.
Hello.
I gotta say, that outfit is quite dazzling.
Thank you. I bedazzled it myself.
You bedazzle. I see. Awesome.
But yes, well, since we have our two special guests here, before we get to what the stream is all about, let's go ahead and let them introduce themselves. So let's start with Jovial Nightz. So Jovial, why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do within the community, and where we can find you.
Hi, I am an artist and one of the co-owners of Sonic Expo. I have been around for forever. We're joking. I've been on DeviantArt. I've been to YouTube. If you've seen me around Twitter, X, you'll find me around. I just love making stuff. And one day I accidentally made a con.
A con?
Yeah.
That sounds extravagant.
That's amazing. That's a good way to tell the story.
It's just how it happens.
But yes, she is one of the co-owners and producers of Chaos Creators. Which, if you guys aren't familiar with Chaos Creators, oh my God, we will tell you more about that as the stream goes on. But also, so let's go ahead and get a little more from our next guest, Mistress Phoenix. Why don't you go ahead and tell everybody who you are, what you're all about?
Hi. So I've been in and around the community, kind of much the same that Jovi was explaining. I think some of my early days was in some of the old Newgrounds animations. I ended up floating around a lot of different like communities and corners of the internet. I stuck around Sonic kind of nonstop. It's that joke of like you leave but you're never gone. You always come back.
Yeah.
So we just kind of met at happenstance at a South by Southwest, myself and Jovi, and she had this really, really cool idea, and I thought that maybe I would make it a little bit more chaotic with her. So we accidentally made a con, and that's kind of like the whole gist of it. But Jovi's kind of story was being an artist, mine was being a musician. So I did a lot of singing, I did a lot of audio engineering and music production. And that's kind of where I came in from, and like voice acting too, a little bit here and there. So
But yeah, there you go, guys. Two very special people who created a very fantastic event. I don't know, you guys might have heard of it. Oh, what's it called? I don't know, it's there at the tip of my tongue, Trixie.
It has to do with like a blue hedgehog, you know,
right.
like,
What is that called?
it was Blonic. It was Blonic, right? Blonic. That was right? No, wait.
Get out of here. You're fired. You are fired. Sonic Expo, people. Come on. But yes, Sonic Expo, and I'm sure that pretty much almost everybody in the Sonic fan, at least here in the States, knows what Sonic Expo is, knows what Sonic Expo is all about. And of course, I see there's a couple people here in chat who have actually been to Sonic Expo, including one of our very best friends and moderators, Lunar Wolf Matthew, who is actually in chat, who says, I may have seen it before. So to get things started, let's go ahead and start with Jovi here. So Jovi, how did you, when did you first discover Sonic the Hedgehog? And when did you realize, oh crap, I'm a fan?
Oh God, we're going back to like conception.
Oh okay. Yeah, conception, absolutely.
Okay, so when I discovered Sonic, my brother was a nerd growing up and had the Sega Genesis, and I got to play Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and it was back in the day, games didn't save, and I'm not that old, my family didn't have like Dreamcast and all that stuff, so we just had the Genesis while everyone else kept progressing. So yeah, the Sonic game saved its data so I could actually progress a little bit further along, and I ended up falling in love with him in terms of like the gameplay and the music. And then Sonic X was coming out when I was a kid, so I was like really excited about the anime. And it was just like all kinds of like fun excitement. And then it wasn't until like when YouTube started becoming a thing that I like joined on, and I kind of started finding like the community. We were joking before call that I actually had known certain people around at the time that we were mentioning, and I'm like, man, it's just like we just keep full circling in terms of like finding people that we remember all at the beginning to now, and yeah, that's how I became like a fan. But really, honestly, I stay around it because I love the style. I love the fashion of it, and I love the community so much.
Aww.
But the feeling is definitely mutual. Well, what about you, Phoenix? Same question. When did you discover Sonic, and when did you realize, oh crap, I'm a fan?
So there was first a lot of crying, and there was really bright lights. I think there was a couple of doctors and nurses around.
Oh no.
And then I was crying a lot, and then somebody just went, here's a Game Gear, and they said, go nuts. So that's kind of what the pipeline felt like. I felt like I flew out of the world's most intense battle royale, and then was handed a Game Gear and was told to go and enjoy video games. And I've kind of been doing that nonstop since. So my brother handed me a Game Gear with Sonic 2 on it. That emerald in the second zone where you have to take the glider up to it when you go like backwards to the left.
Yeah.
That I think that was my first time experiencing true violent frustration. So after a couple of furious conversations with my brother and as many trips to like the library to find any guidebooks that were possible, and then maybe a couple of like I think I don't remember if GameFAQs was around right at that time. I think it had maybe just come out because it wasn't like right when it happened. This was like maybe a couple years after Sonic 2 had come out.
Yeah.
I think that was just kind of that frustration created this like really fun, challenging nature in me where I was just like, games are so cool. Like I want to like continue playing more games and just seeing what they're all about. So I grew up playing all the different Sonic games, but I was very much a diversity gamer. I played anything and everything under the sun. I was never like privy to or loyal to any like specific area. I played Xbox, I played PlayStation, I played Nintendo. I played anything PC. And eventually just kind of Sonic stuck around and was kind of the constant there. I think that Sonic got me more interested in non-video game stuff than any other video game ever did. So having Sonic constantly around, I think that was pretty much the reason like why I was like, oh, I want to play this on the guitar. I want to try singing this thing. I want to actually draw. I've told Jovi this. Jovi knows this, but not a lot of people know this. But my original start was in art. So I did draw. So I did a lot of drawing. I had a graphics tablet. I did a lot of like Flash animation stuff. I worked in Illustrator. I remember when like Blender was like on the edge of just like it was its first time available.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Picking up Blender and being like, wow, this is a cool program. Because when you're a child and you don't have money, you look for anything that's free, right? So Blender was out and about and free.
Right.
So that was kind of that was like the upbringing, right? It was just Sonic was always around. There was always something fun, interesting, and creative about him, and he got me interested in more than just what he was. He got me interested in art, music, design, stories. It was no longer just about the game itself. It was about seeing that like Sonic is more than just a game.
I would have to 100% agree with you
Yep.
in that. I would have to say I probably had a similar experience growing up with Sonic. I mean, of course, I loved Sonic the Hedgehog since the first time I saw him, which, mostly everybody who's been following me for a while knows that my first experience with Sonic the Hedgehog was a commercial back in the day during the Sega Genesis era where the president of the Sega of America at the time was dressed as this woman who was the president of HAG, and and basically in this commercial she was talking about how Sonic really dusts my doilies and what's the hurry, mister, and why can't he be like that nice boy Mario? And then Sonic blows a raspberry at her and runs off of the screen, and she's like, little brat. And I just thought that Sonic was so cool. I was seeing the gameplay for the first time and I loved how silly he was to the lady in the commercial, and ever since then I fell in love with that hedgehog, and I was like, oh, I want to play Sonic the Hedgehog. And of course, I want to play that on my Nintendo because, stupid young me at the time didn't realize I needed a different console to play that game. But but eventually, by the time Sonic 2 came out, I got that console and I got both of those games, and well, I've been a fan ever since. But Sonic also to me was much more than just the gameplay. I wanted to know about the characters. I wanted to know his stories. Like, it started with, reading the instruction manuals in both Sonic 1 and Sonic 2, and like reading the backstory to see what Sonic was all about. And I'm like, ooh, I want to know more. And then we had the Sonic Sat-Am series. We had the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog series. And then, of course, we had the Archie comics that came out. And then I just really got invested into like the actual story and lore of what Sonic was, at the time, because obviously Archie isn't considered canon. And then I started drawing Sonic the Hedgehog and drawing Sonic arts, and then started creating my own characters. And then I had Legos, lots and lots and lots of Legos. So what was I doing with my Legos? I was making Sonic out of my Legos. I was making all of Dr. Robotnik's different machines and devices with them. And oh my god, Sonic really inspired my creativity and had such a impact in my life in general. And I mean, now look at me, I'm a freaking Sonic OC VTuber. So So yeah, I can relate there, where you know, Sonic has influenced my life in so many ways, and in much more ways than you know, much more than what I'm talking about here. What about you, Trixie?
Well, when I first met Sonic,
Yeah.
is that it?
Yeah.
I was actually, I did have a Nintendo, but I would be out in the street playing with, you know, kids my age. And one kid in particular named Danny, who was a next door neighbor. He
Not to
told
be
me he
confused with
played.
Peachy Pop VT, who's in chat right now.
Yes, yes.
Hi, honey.
It was the neighbor boy. He told me he played video games. I played video games, and he said, "What do you play?" And I said, "I play Nintendo." And he's like, "Nintendo? Ha! I play Sega." And he kind of. I was like, Sega? I've never heard of Sega before. And he's like, "Let me show you." So, you know, we got permission from my mom and went over to his house and went into his room, and he turned on his Sega Genesis and started playing Sonic 2. And I started seeing Sonic for the first time with Tails, you know, kind of like catching up behind him. And I just immediately like, oh my God, this is so cool. I never even knew this existed. And I watched him play for a couple of levels, and he's like, and I have this game and this game. He showed me a few more games, but I was just enamored with Sonic. And, you know, I'd always asked him, can we see Sonic? Can we see Sonic? Because he would always like to play like RoboCop or Vector Man or Streets of Rage. And I'm just like, no, let's go back to Sonic. And,
Oh, I like Streets of Rage.
yeah, I was just, you know, I liked cute, cuddly things. I played Streets of Rage later. Awesome game, I do have to say. But I remember talking to my dad and just like, can we get a Sega Genesis? And as soon as he heard me say those words, he immediately told me, no, we have Nintendo. And we're not getting Sega Genesis because I say so. And I found out later my dad was a Nintendo fanboy. So, so he wanted me to continue enjoying Nintendo. And, you know, I would see like the later consoles of Sega to come out. And I'd always ask, can we get like a Dreamcast or something? And my dad would continue to tell me no until the GameCube came out with Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. And I was just like, can we please get Sonic this time? And my dad's like, okay, fine. You know, and it had already been like over like, I want to say 6, maybe 12 years after the Genesis. And my mom was actually, she was the first one to get me the game. And I was just so ecstatic to finally be playing Sonic. So when I see Sonic, you know, jumping out of the helicopter and falling down onto, you know, Escape from the City, it's like I was finally free. And you can see Sonic being free. It was just like we were both set free at that moment. And it was exhilarating to me. And I was able to play Sonic for the first time. And yeah, that's how I got involved with Sonic.
Game Bun in chat is actually asking you, did your dad let you get Sonic Mega Collection?
Actually, I didn't even know about it at the time, so I never did get it. But I did get the following Sonic games. I did get like Sonic Adventure DX. I got Sonic Heroes. I eventually got Shadow the Hedgehog. I even managed to snag myself the original Sonic games of 1 and 2.
Very nice.
On the Genesis, because, you know, the Genesis was like $15 to $20 back then, and they eventually did release it to everybody. And I didn't get to play Sonic 3 and Knuckles until I had that on my PC. So I got to play the classic games, but that was until it was much later, till I was like in high school. So, but yeah, I didn't play Mega Collection, sadly.
Also, thank you so much, Damon Imp, for the follow. Much appreciated. And, of course, a big hello to... I've seen a lot of first-time chatters in chat. I hope you guys are all doing well tonight. Once again, thank you all so much for being here for the Starlight Winter Carnival. And that's also the next thing we need to talk about. Why are we here tonight? Why are we all gathered in this community to be a part of this stream tonight? Well, we here at the Starlight Winter Carnival are in partnership with an organization known as Gamers Outreach. Gamers Outreach is a non-profit charity organization that donates these rolling carts to children's hospitals all over the world. These carts and other video game equipment to these places, so that way kids, can have distractions while they are dealing with whatever situation it is that they are dealing with in the hospitals. Now, imagine yourself. It's around Christmas time. You are a young child, and unfortunately, you're either very, very sick, you had an accident, you had an emergency operation that you are about to have or are recovering from. Those are not very happy or very fun times.
Nope.
Especially for a child, especially around this time of year. So, you're stuck in a hospital bed and you're unable to move, and you're unable to leave your hospital room to go home and be in the comfort of your room or be with your family during those times. So kids deserve exactly Michidi9. Kids deserve the world, and these are the around certain ages. It's a very developmental time for kids. So what a good way to help these kids and to provide a distraction than to play video games and to be able to provide video games to those kids in need. So, Gamers Outreach is on a mission to get these things, these carts and these consoles to these hospitals, so that way, these kids can be enraptured in all these different adventures with all these different varieties of games with their favorite characters, not thinking about the pain that they have to suffer through, not thinking about, the loss of sleep that they get from being waken up every 1 or 2 hours by the nurses for some kind of a treatment. It's something that we are very passionate about, and we bleed. Our hearts bleed for those kids. So that is why we love this organization and why we partnered with them. And that is why we are here today, to try to raise funds for that organization. And if you guys would like to help with that and would like to contribute to that, here is the barcode on the screen right now, and I'm trying to figure out why our VTubers are in front of
you probably put the picture behind.
Yeah, I might have accidentally moved a source out of the way, so give me just a second to adjust that right here. I can do that right now. There we go. But yeah, there you go, guys. There is the barcode and the link right there on the screen if you guys want to choose to help donate to that cause. And of course, I'm going to type the donation command here in chat. So there is the link, you guys, if you guys want to donate to that cause. And of course, there is the website as well to our campaign, the Starlight Winter Carnival, to know more about why we're involved in this and what events that we have coming up. So again, nobody is ever pressured to donate, and of course, and looks like we just got one from Big Game Lancer with a $5 donation.
Oh my goodness!
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you for the donation.
Yes, indeed. And I'm actually logging into Tiltify right now because I forgot to do that before stream. My bad. So that I could go ahead and read the message that came with it, because messages do come with these donations. Let's see here. Big Game Lancer says, I have one for the special guests. What was the reason that got you into video games? Ooh. What was the reason you got into video games?
Well, how did you get into video games?
I guess that's the question. I guess we'll start with Jovial on that one.
It was a social thing. Couch play was a thing back then. So I would go over to friends' houses and we'd play games. It's like one of the things you do together. Yeah. And so, bonding with friends and family always makes a great time. And that's why I still really like couch co-ops when I can get to them, because I like playing games together.
Yeah.
Not so much a solo gamer, unless it's Kirby Air Ride.
Yeah, I think I feel pretty similarly that gaming is just commonly very heavily a social concept.
Yeah.
And it's become even more so, right? For me, there was a lot of single player games that I kind of got into first. But truthfully, I think what got me into games was seeing the people that I looked up to loving games. That love is contagious. And so I kind of absorbed that love for games the same way. And then that became a thing that I wanted to share. And at the time in school, people weren't as into games as like they are now. It started to like breach into like nerdy territory.
Yeah.
So there just wasn't like as many people that were like willing to like fall in love with games and talk to you about these games, those games. And now it's very different, right? Now games is like a natural part of like culture. Like back then people were like, oh, let's go out and play football. Let's play basketball. And like, that was like the normal thing to do. That was like normal social sports was normal social engagement. Now gaming has like a staple in that position. So after playing a lot of single player games and then giving the love of gaming to other people, I had kind of found my pocket of like my friends and family that also wanted to play games. And I think that's just like really what like kept me into it. It was bonding. Playing games was like a way of like touching someone's heart and having your heart listened to the same.
And it's especially a wonderful thing just being able to like have people play with you. Like whenever I think back to like, you know, my early days of playing video games as a child, most of the memories that I remember besides some of my solo adventures were definitely like the ones that I had with my brother. You know, my brother is 4 years younger than I am, and you know, him and I grew up around, you know, in the same eras, around the same things. And I still remember, you know, after receiving my Sega Genesis on my birthday and coming home and, you know, being the first child in the house to actually have a TV in his room, one of those big, like, wooden, boxes, like those old boxes with the turn dials, but still, it was a color TV in my room. It was cool. And but bringing that Sega Genesis home and my dad hooking it up and me and my brother just sitting there and playing Sonic 1 and Sonic 2 for the first time. And, I will never forget those kind of memories. Like I had some great times with my brother. I do kind of, on a sad note, I do kind of wish me and my brother would talk more. We're just both so busy with our lives. I miss him and the memories we made together. But yeah, so like, I mean, video games nowadays is definitely much more the norm than it was back then. Just like Phoenix said, I mean, if you were playing games back then, you know, you were considered a nerd and an outcast, which, you know, I'm very familiar with that feeling. I was pretty bullied. I was bullied a lot as a child, and, you know, it wasn't, my high school years, there were some fun moments, but honestly, it wasn't a really fun time for me. But like nowadays it is a normal thing. Everybody's into it. And I think it's wonderful that, you know, video games and Sonic the Hedgehog and, you know, pop culture, nerd culture is like now a norm.
Yeah.
So it makes it easier on those kids now that everybody can get along on things related to video games nowadays. It's pretty cool. But Trixie, do you have any questions that you would like to ask these two lovely beans?
Sure. What is one of your proudest, you know, one of the things you like to mention, like your creations, like one of the funnest things you did? It doesn't have to be one specific thing. It can be a few things. What's one thing you're proud of that you created?
Me, a creator. Me making multiple creations. Oh.
Challenge.
Yeah, there's just so many things. There's like
I'm sorry to cut you off, but real quick, we just did get a $5 donation from Game Bun towards Gamers Outreach. Way to go, Game Bun. Thank you so much.
yeah.
And they said an early Merry Christmas to all, and a big thank you to Jovi and Phoenix for a wonderful Sonic Expo this year.
It's only wonderful because people attend. So it's always you guys.
Aww.
There you go. But you were saying, my dear.
It's just it's always hard to pinpoint things because there's like things that we do individually. There's like things that we do with our own personal, like independent creative endeavors. But then also like I don't even feel right saying I'm proud of Sonic Expo on its own, because Sonic Expo has so many different pockets and departments and individual like products that come out of it that I'm like super proud of. And like I could give you like bulleted lists and numbered lists, and like I don't think I could ever like place my finger on any one specific thing aside from like maybe the 2023 concert. The 2023 or I'm sorry, the 2022. Which one was Chaos Creators, Jovi?
2022.
Yeah, the 2022 concert, which had, no Johnny, no TJ Davis, no gigantic popular industry people. It was just a bunch of community musicians on the stage having an amazing time. And when that finished, I wasn't proud of it for like the surface level reason. I was proud of it because I was just like, wow, this works. There's people on a stage having a blast and like putting their heart out there. And then there's people in the audience crying. And like it kind of doesn't matter who, what, when, where, and why. It's just the hearts. It's just the right hearts in the right place. And it was just beautiful. And I think when that happened, I was like, we could do something crazy with this. Like we could keep going. That was the first time I cried inside of like Chaos Creators, like as a group. That was the first time I cried.
That is beautiful. I'm clutching my heart right now because that is such a precious story.
That is such a memorable moment, and that's what my question was. If it didn't come clear across, was what's a memorable moment that you can say that you're happy about? And
looks like that's it.
Yeah. Thank you for identifying that.
Jovi, what do you think?
My most ambitious moment that I want to say that is still ongoing in my life is
Real
the
quick,
Chaos card. Oh.
Just really quick, as Synchro DJ did donate $10 towards Gamers Outreach. Thank you, Synchro. Good to see you, buddy.
Hi, Synchro. I love you.
We appreciate you. Good to see you, buddy. But go ahead, my dear.
There's a lot. I draw a lot.
Yes, you do.
So, but I think the one that was like kind of the craziest for me to put together, for at least the projects that we've done as a group, was the Chaos cards. It was like a card series that we all did, and was like it was like over 400 cards, I want to say, in the end, or something stupid. I can't remember how many were in a set, because afterwards everyone got a set for the most part. I have a couple overseas ones that I just don't know how to solve, but everyone's in agreement. I'm like, I don't know how to do forms. I'm so sorry. They're there. But yeah, that project was a really crazy project for me to put together. It was during like COVID times. Like we had a lot of fun at the beginning before we could really do things like expo or events because we got stunted. I know someone mentioned in the chat our very first event was Sonic Artist Meetup, and that's the one that I went down and pitched. I got stunted to do another year. First, I was graduating college in 2019, and then COVID hit, and then for 2 years we were stunted. But between then, what we ended up doing was a lot of live events and projects, and that was one of the projects we put together along with like all these little lo-fi videos. But I was like, yeah, I want to make a playing card set with everyone's fan characters, because I love fan characters. And it was just it was a ton of cards. So yeah.
That is so cool. I don't think I've ever seen these cards. I would love to.
I don't think I've seen them either.
Like, if you can at some point, please, like, DM me or like pictures or something. I would love to see what these things look like. I've never heard of them, but that's really awesome. 400 cards.
Yeah, it was something along those lines. I'm trying to remember because we had a hand produce them. But
that is so cool. Also, I see Mimi Pion hanging out in the chat. Hello, welcome.
Hi.
How are things going? Oh my gosh, 400 pieces of. So that was like 400 different characters, or did you reuse some?
Oh no, different. Okay, so there was 4 different. It was like a 4-month project. So each month, everyone had to make a little card for it.
Okay.
And so what's it called? The first month there was like the first set of people that entered, and if you made it to the end, you got the set of cards. It's basically what the goal was. And so people made like little like they made the first card was their first character, and then they made like a power up card that was based on their character. And then they made a stage that their character is like in the background, kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh. Like a character could be in the background.
Okay, yeah.
And then the final one was like a super form. I'm trying to get it up. We are currently transitioning websites, so I don't have like. It's not appearing, Phoenix.
Take your time. Take your time. It's all good.
There it goes.
Some
yeah.
people are saying, I can feel my hands cramp up from the sound of that, says Game Bun.
Yes, oh, we just got ourselves another donation incoming from Coffee Euphoria with a $5 donation. Thank you so much. And with the comment saying, hope everyone is enjoying the stream. Happy holidays and make sure you stay hydrated. You know what? That's a good idea. I'm going to take a drink of water right now as we speak. Let's do that.
Take a drink. Oh, we got the cards.
Yeah, the link works for me.
All right, sounds good. I will actually pull that up on my end. And then do you mind if I share these on stream with
these look
everybody
amazing.
who's watching?
Yeah, these were actually, you know what's funny? Someone came up to me this year at Expo and was like, sign the card. I was like, you brought the cards with you?
They came back to Texas. The cards made their way back home.
I was really shocked. I was like, dang.
All right. I wanted to bring you two on the screen here. Okay. I'm going to pop open the browser. Trixie, I'm just going to shrink it down really quick just so that we can
go for it.
Look at all these cards. Look, it's a tiny Trixie, everybody. All right. I'll shrink got to shrink myself down a little bit too. And we should be able to look at these together. Ah, there we go. That's the window I want to see. Let me...
Maybe more like 60 cards. But like I felt like I cut like 400 or something. I can't remember. My hands.
These are all really cool. I like what you did here. Oh my goodness.
I'm already recognizing characters already. I see Aggressive the Hedgehog over there.
Right? I see Danny.
Yes. Oh, look at this. These are so beautiful. Oh my god, Atomic Cadet is here. Oh my goodness.
I also see I see so many people. God.
This is wonderful. Okay, this is cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Moira.
Oh, Becky's in there? Oh,
Becky's in here.
Oh, I see Hilda. I see Iris. I see Jade. Wow.
I see S&P. Yeah.
Guys,
and some come back for
there's Danny's right there. Oh, I meant I was just trying to roll up to it, but yeah, that is so cool. This is guys, this is amazing. Oh my goodness. Leap the Iguana. Oh my goodness. Candy Cane the Hedgehog. Kelly the Pink Panther. This is crazy. Look at all these different OCs.
Wow.
Yeah, it was fun seeing each month everyone come up with like the art that they were gonna pitch and put together. And then like what their descriptions were for each character and what it meant, and they got to come up with like how much damage that their character could do. On like if you go to the yellow cards, it's when it like transitioned to equipment cards, and then we had like scenes. That's like the purple ones, and then red or wasn't red, but the level up cards where it's like level 2. I had ambitions to make another set. And then I had to cut them all out, and my brain was like, maybe not.
Hellhound 6AK, thank you so much for the follow. I see Tanza's Teal the Persian. Is that Sonic?
Yep, I see them.
Oh my god. Zori the Zeddy.
Now, were these cards people paid for, or were these cards you just picked out of the community?
If you collect, so this is only for the artists.
Okay.
So if the artists that completed the challenge, they got their cards, and they could ask for a set, or they could ask for just their cards. There's only like 2 people or 3 people that didn't get theirs, and it's because they're overseas, and I still haven't figured out how to do the paperwork. So I'm sorry.
Oh no.
I have them just sitting at the moment, but you know, they are there.
Oh, these are 2020 as well.
Yeah.
So this
Back
hasn't
during
happened
COVID.
this hasn't happened since 2020. That's what you're saying. Wow.
If you could see my IRL face right now, my jaw is dropped. like big time because this is absolutely impressive. Wow. The collection, that's totally Becky. Wow. Look at this. Aurora Borealis, Unleash the Chaos. This is so impressive. Do you have like a favorite piece or two from this, or
A piece or two.
yeah?
I think. Let me see.
Overclocked aggressive. Look at that.
I always like the unique styles of some. Like one person did like a pixel art. One.
Yeah, I think I
Some
saw that one
people-
earlier.
There was a lot of fun and unique things. I thought like Garm was such an interesting character. I thought like the dreamer person had an interesting character. I don't know. It's fun to see everyone's like unique styles and takes on the Sonic series. And again, it's a lot of the reasons I got into the series to begin with is because I loved everyone's little ideas of how their character fit into the world, and little stories that would come from there. So I just wanted to make sure that people had a chance. And I think I saw the UK con did cards, and I was like, it's so freaking cool. It's like more playable I think theirs was less playable cards and more just collector cards. But I don't know. Collecting art of your stuff that you make is always a high priority in my life because as a digital artist, you'll make so much stuff and you'll never hit print on it. And I always encourage artists, if you make art all the time, to hit print at least once or twice to collect yourself.
Right.
Coffee Euphoria says, is there like a blank card you can draw in, or did you draw them?
It was a challenge. So it was a 4-month challenge. Yeah.
It was a challenge.
I did not draw all these. I would be dead.
Hands, what are those?
She would be burnt out to the crisp.
Yeah. I helped lay out, design, and event coordinate this. This was like mostly on my end. So it was kind of a ambitious thing that I took on during COVID times, and it's fun. It's fun to see everyone's stuff all together, and I guess I consider it something that I'm proud I helped create.
I want a card. This is too cool.
I'll say there is still an interest out there. You don't have to necessarily, make them yourself. But I feel if anything, if you were going to do this ambitious project again, I'm pretty sure you would have people willing to help you, willing to help judge for you on who actually makes the cut to make your this happen again. But I do like what you did here. This is amazing in so many words, I will say. So, and I think the community still remembers it fondly. In fact, a certain person never told me this at all, and they were on this list. And some of these people have gone on to do amazing things for the community. So it's really cool to see that they were doing this many years in advance before we know them who we are today. So congratulations to everybody that's been there, because this happened before even I started going online. Great job overall.
Really cool. So let's talk a little bit more about Sonic Expo and how that all started and just how that grew into be what it is. So when did the idea of Sonic Expo start, and how did and how did it just grow into the wildfire that it is today?
I feel like, it's hard to talk about the story of quote unquote Sonic Expo without kind of going with what it was called before that. Okay. And I think Jovi has the best insight on that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll start the beginning, and then I'll let Phoenix take over. So at the beginning, I wanted to see my friends, and I made a Discord, and it's called the Sonic Artist Meetup because we were a bunch of artists. meeting up, and I even had like Kelly as like the character, and I posted that to Twitter. And it started to get a little bit of traction for the people in Texas, and I went venue hunting, and then I found a venue and established like an event for the next summer. And before that, I went to South by in March, and I met Phoenix, and Phoenix became one of the first, and I think you're technically the only person that's remained on staff. So, since the very beginning. um she was really into the project more than most people, but it's okay. It's ambitious, it's a lot, because that led us to after that event having a mini meetup where we rebranded to Chaos Creators, which then we would host in 2022, and have many little live virtual events. And then Phoenix was like, I no longer like the name Chaos Creators. I want to go more. And I was like, okay. And so we started pitching names, and you can take over from there.
Yeah, so we started pitching names. We had, I think this is like one of the really funny, like pretty decently kept secrets. I don't think we've talked too much about this.
Okay.
We originally had a name for Sonic and Friends Festival. And I remember that we were poking our heads around the copywriting of it and like the legalities of it. And I think literally the next day, Sonic and Friends, the leak of the trademark had come out. And we were like, did Sega like bug our room? Like, did they?
Yeah, no, like I had just finished the logo.
Yeah.
and it went out.
Do you have it still?
Yeah, let me find it.
Oh my God. Because we had designed it.
Oh my God.
I had originally pitched it because, oh God, I don't even remember how it like came to be.
It was the voice actors. The voice actors changed the world.
we had kind of put that name out there a little bit, and we were like, well, you know what? We don't really have any like better ideas. Let's just kind of roll with it for a little bit, blah, 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 blah. And when that happened, I think I remember like being out at like a dinner, and I saw that the trademark came out, and I'm like, crap, back to the drawing board. And I remember like, I think Jovi and somebody else, you guys were like talking a lot about names for like that whole night. And I took the night off. I was like, I'm going to go chill on the couch. And I had like one of the most like silliest moments of my life. I went to go watch a Marvel film. Mm-hmm. I think I specifically was watching Iron Man 2.
Good movie.
And I just remember how like beautiful the whole intro was, where Tony like drops out of the helicopter in the sky and like lands straight in the center of the stage, and it's this huge beautiful convention that he has for like technology and everything. And I just remember like the stage was insane. There was lights, there was screens everywhere. There was just this like huge, it wasn't like a stereotypical like trade show, you know, like if you work in like the tech industry, it's like, oh, big trade show, you know, big exhibit hall with just cold overhead lights, and everybody's just trying to get everyone's just trying to get their funding for their next big military whatever, you know.
Right.
Instead, It was different. It was like a party. It was just a huge, it took everything that you thought was supposed to be that event, and it completely flipped it on its head, and it was just spectacle. It was just fun and ridiculous and over the top. And I just remember he like lands and he's like, welcome to the Stark Expo. And I'm like, I need to steal that. I need to steal that name. And so I was like, I think we should just call it Sonic Expo. Like, why not? Like, just who cares?
Yeah, why not?
I literally ran upstairs, and I think I like barged into my wife's room, and I was just like, Sonic Expo. And she was like, it's all right. Like, it's okay. And then we pitched it, and Jovi's just like, you know what? After this last name situation, like, whatever, let's do it. That sounds awesome. Let's just go.
Actually, I just want to say it wasn't actually Sonic Expo. It was Sonic and Co. Expo, because we were still working with the Sonic and Friends thing.
Wow.
And so, but we were finding different alternative words I did find the logo if you wanted to look at it, even if you don't want to have
Yes,
to navigate.
send it over.
Yeah.
Share it with us. Absolutely.
Yeah, these are some of our
They did
original
post
slides.
Sonic and Friends in the chat that we have, so you can actually see it there, Shino.
Yep, I'm popping that up in a browser right now so that we can show it to the audience. So let's switch back over to the game stage. Whoop! There we go. All right, so I got to shrink you down again, Trixie. Sorry. All right, let's have a look at this.
Okay.
All right, so these.
I can drink it. Whoa, yay! I hit the TV prompter, or was it the?
Yay. You've been hanging around doing it too long. Personal friend of ours. But yes, there we go. These are the different Sonic and Friends logo. Wow. So Chaos Creators presents Sonic and Friends Festival is what it was originally called.
Yeah, that was what we wanted to go with at the time. You can see that we kept the figure 8.
Yeah, that's familiar. That is so cool. Yo. And then eventually you just went with Sonic Expo.
Yeah. Eventually we streamlined down that name until it just became straight up Sonic Expo.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is the part where I think I can like actually kind of explain like how it became to be what it is now. One of Jovi's like most original like dreams when just doing this event fun stuff, she had told me a lot about just concerts. Jovi loves music, and
Absolutely.
Oh, me too.
and despite putting a lot of her chips in the art basket, she loves concerts and music and festivals and lights and fun. And because I had a music background, I was like, you know what? I can do that. I can help bring this fun music vibe into it. We did the concert in 2022. That's kind of when Jovi and I like both just like sobbed in each other's arms, and we were just like, we did it at a concert. I was like, man, that's crazy. What if we just didn't stop? There was a time in which Jovi's just like, numbers hard, and I was like, art hard. I feel like I can't contribute like the way that like there's so much like fun art production stuff. And I was just like, you know what? I can do the big number crunch. And she's like, I like that you can do the big number crunch. And so we just kind of went off in that direction. We started lifting weights together figuratively. And then I think I just kind of we make the joke of like, if I ever am in a call and I'm like, guys, I have an idea. Everyone, it's just it's a groan fest. Everyone's like, oh, here it goes. Here goes the crazy ideas that like are gonna take too much money and are gonna take too much of this and it's gonna be too stupid and ridiculous. Yeah. But Jovi was crazy enough to let me pitch more crazier and crazier things. And Jovi was also pitching crazier and crazier things. And I was like, yeah, she's getting it. We're all doing it. And, you know, it just eventually became kind of like this awesome over the top thing. Jovi's got stories.
I mean, please share them.
Yeah.
Please share them. I want to hear more. This is so fascinating.
Well, I'm trying to like figure out what you're trying to recall.
You've had so many pitches, right?
For what I wanted?
Yeah, just like you've had so many different ideas on Expo.
Yeah. I definitely when I was originally wanting to create a con because when I was a kid, I didn't have a con to go to with Sonic. I would dress up as Sonic characters and no one would know who I was. I think my worst experience was with Blaze the Cat because it was really vague. I mean, not a lot of people know Blaze off the top of their head. And I dressed up as her, and I felt kind of weirdly just alone with that thought. And I was like, I really want to go somewhere someday, and be like in a zone. And I remember always hearing about like Summer of Sonic growing up, but I couldn't make it to the UK. I was in America, and passports and traveling overseas in different languages is very complicated and very overwhelming. So I was like, if it could just be in Texas, if it could just be in my backyard, it could be something. If it could just be the friends that I made so far on Discord, it could be something. And so when I finally had the ability to kind of see like, well, I never got to experience Sonic music because at the time, like the symphony hadn't come out yet.
Yeah.
I was like, if I could just like even video games live would not play Sonic music. I'm like, if I could just hear Sonic music in a concert with friends, that would be something. And then the art gallery itself, like I was like, if there was a way to like display all the art that you see on a larger scale in a gallery setting where people could enjoy it. I mean, I have visions to make this gallery with like iconic pieces that like the community has provided. I don't know where I would go with that. I don't know what security levels, but like I can't imagine if you could just walk up and see like, oh, this is like that famous like shadow painting like that was the front cover and everyone was like gushing over. Like you could see that in person. Like if that would be a thing someday. I trying to recall, sorry. I definitely wanted the cosplay contest to go somewhere, and the fact that I didn't even catch it this year and I just only saw photos bugs me because it looked insane. Last year I caught it, but this year I was like, oh no, I missed it. But seeing like the cosplays that are getting done, the variety of characters that never got like light of day getting like a chance to really shine, not at an anime con or a gaming convention, but like Sonic. I feel like I've seen so many cool cosplays. Like I saw Super Shadow and I was like, I've never seen a Super Shadow. Or I saw Excalibur Sonic. I was like, I've never seen Excalibur Sonic.
Excalibur
so
Sonic?
Fun.
Yo.
Yes. There were so many cool ones. Yeah. And then I know the community really wanted like tournaments, and I was like, I really want fan games. I really feel like people like when they make fan games, the fan games spawn off making games that they can have their original ideas with. So it's like those people get to like explore and get bigger. So then we added a game room this year. And it felt like each little step that we made along the way was just something that yes, I had seen it at an anime con, but in ways like I knew could never exist at an anime con. It could never exist at it could never exist. Well, A-Con was the con I used to go to in Dallas.
A-Con, I remember that one.
Yeah, A-Con was like anime and gaming was centric.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, there's gaming, but it was gaming in other ways. Not platformer furry creatures. So little different.
Wow. Also, real quick, I'm sorry. We'll continue more here, but a bunch of stuff was happening during the conversation, and I had to hold myself back. But I just got gifted a ton of subs from the community, like loads of them. I need to catch up. So, how many of you got? How many people subbed? Hold on, I need to look at that. Let me see.
So okay, it looks like Valorant, like the actual channel Valorant, gifted a bunch of subs.
Valorant? Wait, Valorant?
Go if you can look up, you can see that Valorant gifted a bunch of subs.
I'm sorry, what? No.
They gifted 4.
No.
It's crazy. It's a lot.
What?
Well, I see Piranetto gifted 10, and Valorant added 2 gift subs and 2 bonus gift subs to Piranetto's gifts.
And then there was another one from Foxinator here. What? I'm sorry. I'm in shock right now. What? You're kidding me.
Oh, cool. Nope. Oh, Kusanagi explained it. It's a Twitch bonus month, so when somebody gifts a sub, Valorant sometimes matches it.
That's wicked cool! I didn't know that! Oh, that's a surprise! Oh my goodness!
Yeah, I think it says here they match about 20% of what you do. So yeah, they That's what happened.
That is insane. Thank you guys so very, very much. That's much appreciated. Of course, thank you to Valorant for the bonus. Like, that is absolutely amazing. You guys are wonderful. Thank you so much. I am very appreciative. And I'm so sorry. I didn't want to interrupt anybody, about with the subs and everything. But, I did want to take some time and acknowledge chat. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. You're all wonderful. You're all beautiful. Thank you so much for the support. And of course, once again, I'd like to remind everyone why we are here. We are here to support Gamers Outreach, which is the nonprofit charity organization that delivers carts to children's hospitals all over the world so that we can provide the gaming experience for the terminally ill and for the suffering. Once again, here is the QR code on the screen if you guys would like to donate to the foundation right there. It is a really awesome cause that we are honored to be a part of. And if you guys want the direct link, here is the donation link right here. And here is the our campaign's website if you guys want to check that out. And of course, if you guys want to check out my entire team's different Twitch channels as we continue to do this event for the next week, there's all the links to that right there. So again, thank you guys all so much for the support. Thank you guys for being here. And of course, thank you to our honored guests who have been joining us throughout this entire festival. And of course, to the lovely two guests who are here with us today. We appreciate you two being here so very, very much to help, raise awareness for this cause. I mean, I have no words. Just thank you both so very much.
Oh, we're more than happy to be here.
Yes.
Yes, this is so fun.
This has been so cool, and I love like getting the inside story of how like these things came to be, and also the fact that you both, also for me personally, the fact that you both live in Texas, and I spend a good chunk of my adult life living in Texas. So that is so cool. So you've been to we talked about A-Kon. I've definitely gone to one of the A-Cons before. Have any of you two ever been to a convention known as Anime Fest before?
Yes.
Yeah, I used to run stuff at Anime Fest.
Did you really?
Yeah.
That is so cool. Yeah, I used to go there. I started going to Anime Fest in 2014, and the very last Anime Fest that I got to go through was in 2019. Peachbot VT says, "Wait, you were a Texas boy?" Yes. So, born and raised in California, ended up moving to Texas for a few years, and now I currently live in New York City. So, yes. Yeah. Unfortunately, rest in peace to Anime Fest. They had their very last Anime Fest earlier this year. It's really sad to see that convention go away because, I met a lot of great people out there, and it was my chance to come out of my shell and, do cosplay. I used to cosplay as Kenshin Himura every year going to that convention. It's one of my favorite animes of all time. I still love it to this day. I still love that character to this day. The person behind running Kenshin, not so much. But that's something we're not going to talk about on the stream. But the character influenced me, and I love it. I love it. But yeah, Anime Fest was a big convention for me. It's what got me into getting into conventions and getting into like cosplay and all that different kind of stuff. So I'm very thankful for conventions like that. And I'm hoping that next year with Sonic Expo, Team Starlight will get a chance to actually get to go, and I want to experience I want to experience your vision. Like, I've hear people talk about it. We had friends who actually got to go to it this year. Of course, Synchro DJ being somebody who worked over there. Matthew, one of our mutual friends, being one of your visitors. I want to experience Sonic Expo so bad, and I'm hoping that I get the opportunity to go next year. In fact, funny enough, we were talking behind the scenes just before stream started, and Phoenix was talking about the possibility of like featuring VTubers, Sonic VTubers there with their avatars.
Well, I think that's a wonderful idea. I know you had one.
Yeah, we had VTubers last time, or we had a VTuber last time. I think it'd be cool to see if that can like evolve more, or where that like what direction that really can go in. It'd be a cool thing to explore.
Well, I would be down for that, like 110%. I would love to do something like that. That would be
same.
like that. Honestly, that would be an honor to do something like that for you guys, and I would like to help in any way I can if you would like. No pressure, and something you don't have to answer on stream, obviously.
Yep. Can be said later, or we could talk about it. And even if we're not chosen, we were happy to be able to talk about it with you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we love featuring creators. That's it, plain and simple, right?
right.
Whatever medium you portray content in, whatever medium you express your creativity in, just got to make sure that we can find a way to make it as fun, loving, and interactive with people as possible, right? We like to make the next generation of Sonic fans. That's like kind of what the event can serve to do, right?
Well, we would love to. I would love to be a part of that. Honestly, I would. I think one Sora Starlight, who unfortunately couldn't be here with us tonight, only able to pop in and out of chat right now, would definitely agree to being a part of something like that. And yes, I agree. My thing about the Sonic community is that I want to be one of those people that helps bring more positivity and more positive awareness to the Sonic community, and that's something that Team Starlight is on a personal mission to strive for. So I would definitely love to do something like that at Sonic Expo. And yes, chat, I see what you guys are saying. Shino live concert at Sonic Expo?
Hello there.
I mean, if
I mean, it's very possible.
You're
Nothing is impossible.
They're kind of putting me on the spot here. Okay, so to explain myself a little bit so that, our guests aren't confused. So, my VTuber is he is known as the Static Superstar. He's a pop star, and I just had my debut this past Sunday. Wait, was it this past Sunday? It was the previous Sunday. My brain. No, not this past Sunday. The previous Sunday, I actually just debuted this model, and I debuted it doing a part concert, part presentation. So yes, I did some singing, and apparently everybody loved it. So thank you, chat. But yeah, I mean. Live performance at Sonic Expo? Well, that's something I would have to talk with you guys about. So, yeah.
We had people do like performances at their panels. Like people would they would have a panel, they would show off some cool stuff, and they'd perform like a mini set list. It was really cool.
That would be
anything can happen. There's so much fun expression at Sonic Expo anywhere. There's people playing music in the halls. It's crazy.
What I mean, I believe it. I believe it.
Matthew had talked about people who were singing and karaoke continuously when they had actually stopped by there and actually sang themselves. So people were always singing at the hall, and I think that's wonderful.
Yeah, Matthew said I rocked that karaoke room. Yes, you did, sir. Yes, you did. I saw the video. That's really cool that you guys featured karaoke, by the way. Karaoke is like one of my favorite hobbies, and it's very stress relieving. And the fact that you guys provided that at a Sonic convention of all places and have people singing their favorite Sonic songs, that is so cool. Thank you for doing that.
We actually, the karaoke room, we expanded it into being a karaoke lounge this year. So there were actual like liquor hours in which there was an active bar that you could get drinks and sing to your heart's content. It was pretty fun.
You made a karaoke bar, basically.
Oh wow!
Yes, it was a Sonic karaoke bar, basically.
Oh, that is so cool. Oh, that's okay. That is cool. That's poggers. Shino at Sonic Expo 2025. Well, I would love to, honestly. I mean, yeah, I would do it. I would do it. Absolutely. Let's see. We had a mini concert in line waiting for the TJ Javis concert, says Sin Fritz. Oh, yeah? So, speaking of Sonic Expo and the one that recently passed, Phoenix, what is your favorite memory from this year's Sonic Expo specifically?
Oh God. So this year was crazy. This year had so much going on. I don't. Can I even like put my finger on like one specific moment?
How about top 3?
Yeah, or top 5,
Yeah,
whatever
go for
works.
it. Go for it.
I think my okay, I'll give you my top 3 in no particular order. So
Okay.
in no particular order, the rave was really, really, really cool. I love everybody that we brought out for that. So that was James Landino, Creepy, and Kino. All 3 of those DJs were absolutely amazing. They're like totally off the walls insane, / positive. But I will say that James Landino absolutely rocked the house down. So I met James Landino because I went to go see a Demon Dice, Karen, and Nano concert in Houston.
Ooh.
And James was a backing DJ for that entire performance. And I just remember, because like I knew James, I knew like what James had done, I knew James's contributions to the industry. I just remember being like there during an intermission, and he had just played a bunch of really fun like DJ stuff while Nano was taking a break.
Yeah.
And the crowd was just going absolutely nuts. They were shouting his name. They were just, James, 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 James. People were dancing. Like this was an intermission act essentially, but people were losing their minds. And I was like, no, he needs to come to Sonic Expo. Like he needs to perform at like a place where all these Sonic fans can just go absolute bonkers
Feral,
for his music.
basically. Yeah.
And he actually made time before the set, he made time to actually peek his way out from the green room and come see me in like the main audience area and say hi to me and just hang out for a little bit. And that's kind of hard to do when you're kind of bouncing around on a tour. It's really hard to just like poke out from green rooms like that. It's just a lot of preparation, right?
Right.
That was really, really, really cool. I have to say the corn dogs at that rave were banging. I
didn't have one. I didn't have one. I have a freaking I regret so much every day for not trying the food enough. I feel like cons.
They were delicious. I loved it.
Dogs.
The corn dog were awesome. So the rave was so fun. I had a glow stick in one hand, like a light stick in one hand, handed it off, and then I magically had a drink and a corn dog, and then there was Sonic Rave music playing, and then I just remember Lee Mashdube and Ian Hanlon. So that's Agent Stone and Shadow from Sonic Prime.
Yeah.
I just remember them coming up to me, cheersing with a drink. Lee had a water shot because he's so cool. And then we just danced. We all just went totally ham. The rave was really, really wild. That's one of my top moments. And then I'll blaze through the other ones. Man, I want to say another really, really cool moment was all of the Shadow voice actors at the Into the Shadowverse panel. So
I saw that.
That panel was an idea that I had many, many, many moons ago. I wanted to call it the Into the Sonicverse panel because I wanted to grab all of the Sonics.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so sad because I could never, there was just a couple of them that were just always out of reach. Just could not grab them. And then I like turned around mentally. I'm just like, oh, I have every Shadow coming to this event on the year of Shadow. Obviously, sans Keanu Reeves, but like, that's crazy. You're not going to get Keanu Reeves. And when that happened, I was like, I have to do crazy stuff. And so the audience made them all say, I love Latina's Sonic. That was really funny.
I loved that.
But I did get the one thing I've always wanted, and I got like a joint chaos control. And I think that was so freaking cool.
Kudos.
Good job.
Yeah, I saw bits and pieces of that panel online that different people from the community have been sharing, and that was so cool to watch. And like I lost it at the I Love Latinas. Like that just got me so good. I literally fell out of my chair. Who has the chaos control on video? It's out there somewhere. I'm very sure that you guys can find it. Well, what about you, Jovial? What were some moments that stood out to you?
I definitely love the rave. The rave was so much fun. I think I was about to explain this on pre-call, but one of the big fun moments that we had was this collaboration I don't know if you saw it around the community, but basically everyone that submitted got in, so it wasn't like exclusive. But it was a joint Caramel Dawson, like the da 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 da. But like everyone that submitted got to be part of that, and it was like one of the ending acts, and so we like surprised everyone with like this big rave piece, and I think Frack, the deals guy on Twitter, has like a screenshot of all the characters that got submitted and all their little pieces as well as the video. But it's really cool in the sense that like everyone was included, and I really was happy about that. Being like just a big old feature piece, because it's just so cool. It was so fun to dance and dress up as I dressed up as my OC.
Heck yeah!
I know that there was like a Hooters cosplay. I was like, no, I'm dressed up as my Hooters. No, I'm dressed up as my OC, not Hooters. Maybe next year I'll dress up with everyone. And then I think it was really. I mean, there was just like. It was wild walking room to room to room and being like, wow, that's all functioning. How the heck is that functioning? Wow, that's all functioning. How the heck is that functioning? and like some rooms, like I didn't even touch or do anything with. They were just like, boom, ready to go. AKA the game room. I was always stunned. I was like, I think all I did was help make stream assets. Everyone else did such a good job. And that's the thing that's always amazing is that as much as me and Phoenix represent Sonic Expo and the year round of Expo-ness, I really do think that this Sonic Expo is becoming more of the community's more and more, and it makes me so emotional seeing it grow because it's no longer just, what can I come up with? It's like, all right, how can I help you come up with your next project or your next idea? I know Phoenix was saying I had a lot of ideas, but nowadays I like listening to other people. And I like just making sure that their ideas come to life because they might have a lot that they want to try.
Right.
And we're just trying to be basically the people to help guide and make sure that like the thing happens and you're good to go. I think that's all we wanted. That's what we do for the community, in the paperwork.
Sonic Expo has always felt like it's felt like an Atlas moment in the sense that Jovi was holding up this planet and people came in and tried to hold it up with her. And some people stayed and some people left, and that's okay. Mm-hmm. And I knew that I needed to stay. And then eventually became her and I holding up the planet.
Aww.
One day, more people came in, more people left. And then slowly the amount of people that left versus the amount of people that stayed changed. And now it's not just us holding up like the world, it's now like everybody holding everybody up. And I think that's kind of like the whole point, purpose, and direction of Sonic Expo. So I'm glad that like we're getting more in that position now.
That is so wholesome. My heart is warmed. That is so wholesome. It like just those words alone, like, instead of you two holding the planet up, it's everybody trying to hold each other up, and that's what Sonic Expo should be all about. That is amazing. Oh, go ahead, please. I want to hear what you have to say.
Oh, I just position this a lot in the community and with growing up on social media. And it's kind of this purpose of why do you do anything? And why do you feel excited to wake up and do more of it? And where do you see yourself in 5 years doing that thing? And for me, I really do think about this question a lot. And why I do anything a lot of times stems with, providing or being of service of some sort of, doing this project is making sure it keeps going. And where I see myself in 5 years is hopefully not being the sole runner of that, but just someone that can also participate and have fun with it and see it grow and exist. And I always encourage others to, like, if you're doing a project, make sure, you're not overwhelming yourself. But that, the outcome is just something that you're really excited for. And you want to keep going with and having fun, especially with friends. Sometimes the driving force of this is like seeing friends and having people around. And I was really emotional. I think it was one of the days we were setting up, and I was like down to the cardboard cutouts, and I had like 5 people I had never met ever just with me, being like, how can we help? Because Ash had given me some volunteers, and I was explaining things and listening to them and finding out, like, some were teachers and some were cosplayers, and I just felt like this, like, overwhelming, like, oh, I'm here, like, we're all together, and there's not, like, the internet barrier. We're all just having fun making a project happen, and we're going to see happy faces the next day of families that probably won't be on the internet, but kids that will have great memories of this and want to do something like this when they grow up, and, keep the cycle of life going. So.
Amen. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. Real quick, Musa M. Cal, thank you so much for the follow. Renee, thank you so much for the raid. I hope you had a fantastic stream. Hope you and your community are doing well. What were you streaming tonight, buddy? And Starly, thank you so much for the subscription. Much appreciated. Thank you so much. That is amazing. That is one of the things that I love about this community, is hearing these types of stories about how, like, people come together to lift each other up and just make these amazing things happen. And look at how far that, many of us have come. Look at how Sonic Expo went from just an idea to people coming and going, and then all of a sudden everybody doing anything that they can to uplift each other and just keep it together as one. It is a beautiful thing. It is what I love about this community. And when you think about it, guys, isn't that what Sonic and his friends kind of do for each other as a team? They uplift each other when things get too rough for one side, they're there for each other, and they work together to get through it. So
yeah,
it's crazy to see the comparisons between, what these characters in fiction are doing compared to, like what we're actually doing in reality. We are living the example that Sonic and his friends have pretty much been teaching us in media. Even if sometimes Sonic himself can, get a little cocky, he knows when he has to put his ego to the side and help out his friends. And, his friends also do the same in their situations, because you know how confident Shadow can be. You know how confident Knuckles can be. And sometimes a little overbearing at times. But, when it comes down to it, they know when to put their pride to the side and do what they need to do for the greater good and for the betterment of everyone else. And that is what these people are doing. It's what our community is doing. I could dare say the same thing about, like, what's happening here with the Starlight Winter Carnival. What started out as an idea in Sora's head, reached out to me and Trixie, decided to form this team, come up with this great idea for a carnival, and partnering with Gamers Outreach and wanting to, help out all these kids. And then we were blown away by what this has actually become, and I've talked about it many times during the course of this carnival, but for those of you guys who are hearing this for the first time, realistically, it's like, we're not necessarily the most well-known names within the community or anything like that, but we have this idea. Let's do this thing. We'll try to see if we can bring some community members together. Maybe try to reach out to a few people who might want to guest with us, and see if we can try to raise as much as we can, to unite the community, and most importantly, to help these kids who are in this hospital. And so it's like we came up with this realistic idea. It's like let's do a 6-week event, and let's try to raise at least $1,000. Let's see if we can at least try to. Thank you for that, Redeem Matthew. Good timing. Where was I? Oh yeah. So it's like, let's try to raise $1,000. Even if we don't raise $1,000, if we can at least raise, 600 or whatever, we'll be fine. We will at least have done something together as a community and as a team to help those kids. Boy, were we not prepared for what happened afterwards. So what started out as a $1,000 goal for this thing and uniting people attracted the attention of so many big names, including Emmy Jones, the Emmy Jones, and now like the leaders of Sonic Expo and like Auntie Moira, one of the most prominent fan artists in the community, and just all these different people, Callie Mackin, Neon Harper, and so many names, big and small, all came together, brought their communities for this thing, to show that, the Sonic community can be a positive force for change. And now, what started out as a simple goal of $1,000 for this charity is now currently, I'm looking at it right now, we are standing at a total raise of $5,503 raised towards this charity as a community. Holy crap, guys. Holy crap. I love this community.
I'd like to add, it also shows that the community is very vast, and it's full of different varieties out there of people that, I'm kind of glad there's a vast ocean of them. And I'm, I know in the news and different pop media, they like to focus on probably the negative aspects of it, but I don't really think they focus on the big positives that the community has. Because if you actually look for it, you'll find it everywhere around you. So I'm very, very happy to be a part of it. And I've known some people who have stated, I've wanted to leave the community. I've wanted, to not be involved with it as much, but I've always been open with it. I've never really stated I want to leave, because I know there's new people always coming in, and I know there's people to look up to, like both of you here and Shino. And it just shows that this community is ever growing. And it's something I feel as well. And I mentioned this before stream. Sonic is kind of like Winnie the Pooh. It's like you can always go back to it and feel like, your old self again when you first saw it, and enjoy it over and over and over again, especially with other people who like Sonic as well. So never forget that.
Coffee Euphoria in chat is saying, you guys definitely reached for the stars and shine. Well, thank you. Thank you, Coffee. Sin Fritz, I like the cut of your jib, and I love what you are doing here, as I am constantly doing charities myself. How would you like to be a part of something special? Well, I already do feel like I'm a part of something special, so I just want to help. I want to help. We want to help. Team Starlight wants to help. We want to work with we want to work with names big and small. We just want to work with the Sonic community in general, and help raise awareness, to help other people, and to bring smiles to people's faces. And it's not necessarily just about the charities and the donations. We have a mission here that we want to show that there are positive forces here within this community, and we want to bring happiness and change with what we could do with the talents that we were given. That is something that we firmly believe in. I feel like through this entire journey that I've been on as a content creator, as a VTuber, and especially with this carnival, as of recently, like, I've been searching for a purpose. Can I get a little personal here? Is that
yeah?
I have been searching for a purpose of living for a very long time. I love, I've always loved the idea of being an entertainer and putting myself out there, you know, and not just like for the attention and all that stuff, you know. I mean, I wanted to make people happy with by doing something special, and I wanted to do it with the things that I love the most. I wanted to take what I loved and turn it into a force that could put smiles on other people's faces. And I love Sonic the Hedgehog, and I love streaming, and I love singing, and now I'm living my dream. I'm actually trying not to tear up talking about this a little bit because I'm sorry. You know, I love this community so much because you guys gave me a chance to do that. You gave me a chance to be here and to meet so many amazing people. And you guys have believed in me thus far, and in my team and in this community, and it means the world to me, guys. It means the world to me that I can live I'm living it now. And I get to help people with it. Like, it's amazing. I can't thank you enough. I love that. I love Sonic. I really do. I love Sonic. I love this community, and I love you people so much. And I need to drink some water. Thank you for that, Redeem.
And hydrate.
And hydrate. Thanks.
Drink the water.
I'm working on it.
Don't choke.
But I'm living my dream right now. And it took me so long to get here. And so many people tried to stop me, and somehow I still made it through, and that's because I had the right people to pull me through. I had Sora, I had Trixie, I had Matthew, I had Danny, Stuart, Bobtron, so many people in chat. And I got people who decided to come and be a part of this thing to, you know, to help this thing grow, and that includes our special guests who are here today. So I know that I've only met you two just today, but honestly, the fact that you're both here and, you know, you're helping us with this whole thing to raise awareness, you know, for what we're trying to do here, it means the world to me. So thank you both very much for giving your time. It means a lot. So
Of course. We gets it.
Sorry for getting all emotional on you too.
This is a very common thing that happens on Shino streams. They put their heart out there, and then if someone gives them support and whatnot, usually is overwhelming support. It really does a lot for them, because believe it or not, Shino has actually gone through a lot in the last 5, 6, 7 years. And they've gotten to the point where they just like have kind of said, where do I go? What do I do? And I remember spending nights with them just saying, hey, Shino, as long as we have each other and enjoy every moment, I'm pretty sure we'll find somewhere, you know? And they have a heart of gold. They're really involved with everybody. They know what they are, and they stick by it. And I'll just tell you right now, Shino is not a stranger to giving to the community. They have lent their time to the community. They're also a part-time Ghostbuster as well, and I've seen them in action. So they give and give and give back to the community, despite, you know, everything that's happened to them, everything they've lost. I think they've just gained in more ways than one. And I thank you all supporting them. I thank you for making them feel much more wanted and needed. So, and I'm happy to be a part of helping Shino to get where they are today. So.
Trixie, why'd you have to do that to me?
Because I'm your friend, silly. I can listen to you all day, but I can also try and help support and show you off, too.
Please, calmly put the controller down and stretch, you dumb bitch.
What a time for that alert to play. Thank you, Agar. I think I will take a stretch. Also, for those of you who might be confused about what the Ghostbusters thing is, so, again, another charity thing. I'm part of a group in New York City called the New York City Ghostbusters. We are a 501c3 charity a group, kind of like the Stormtroopers that you see, in social media, the 501st. So we're basically the same thing, but we're Ghostbusters. We have our own Ecto-1 and everything, and we also raise money for a nonprofit organization known as the Trinity Place, which is a shelter that houses LGBTQ kids who get kicked out of their home just because they're, gay, bi, trans, gender neutral or whatever. And it's something that I'm strong and passionate about, and the fact that I get to help that out and also be a freaking Ghostbuster in uniform and everything is is also one of the coolest things ever. So yeah, that's context for that. But yeah, where was I? I got so emotional. But yeah, but okay, let's get back on track here. I love the Sonic community. I love the togetherness that it brings, and I think it is one of the most wonderful things that this world has to offer. Look at what we've created because of the Sonic community with this team and with Starlight Winter Carnival, and look at what everyone here has created with these two lovely individuals who have joined us tonight. We got a freaking Sonic the Hedgehog convention, like a Sonic the Hedgehog convention, and everyone's talking about it, and you two should be so proud of yourselves, and I really hope you are.
Exactly. And you showcasing everyone and giving them that chance to actually show their talents, their hobbies, something that outlet, it really does speak in volumes. And I want to say thank you for doing that and doing it for so long and gathering the inspiration to do it and hearing your backstories behind it. It really says a lot that you two have invested in the community so much of your time and love, and it shows. So thank you from me and from all of us, and we appreciate everything you do.
Of course. I think that we have a lot of fun, me and Phoenix. I think some days I definitely feel like I come home from my day job and I log on, especially during expo time. It's wild to just feel like you're creating something, and I compare it to playing Sims or like some sort of like, I've bought the materials, I've bought signs. It's like, oh, I'll get to put those up someday. That's pretty cool. And then like we were putting them up, and I'm like, oh, they're hang up. That's crazy. Oh my god, people can like pose in front. That's crazy. Like it's like. It felt. I would say I truly have I truly live through like the window a lot of times. Like I'm just kind of shocked the whole time. Like it'll be like, oh, this famous person is like right in front of you, and you're like, that's crazy. And I just like unfazed by it all, like a little bit. But I'm honestly just a shell shocked that it's like happening. It was crazy that like Lee was such a nice person to just hang out with community people and just chill and answer questions. And I just like I've never met I haven't really met a movie star, but like to meet a movie star that just loved the community that much. Like the more I saw him on Sonic 3, I was like, that's the homie right there. And he also crashed that panel in the other one. It's so funny. So yeah, I mean, you have something to say. I see you lighting up, Phoenix.
Yeah, it was 2016, and I had just kind of done a lot of like my major transitioning into music, from just from like early life. I worked in IT for a while, and then I had like the stereotypical like struggling musician job. I was a hostess at a restaurant. And my music had started to take off enough that I was able to leave that job and kind of focus on music. And it was around that time that just out of the blue, just Sega posted like, hey, we're doing a 25th anniversary party. And for the first time, Crush 40 is going to perform in the United States. And I just remember being like I had never taken out my wallet faster in my life. And I remember making a call and being like, hey, like this is happening, like we gotta go. And I bought tickets, I bought a plane ticket, got a hotel, flew in. And I remember being front and center at the concert at the 25th party, like literally front and center. And because there were only two musicians, two singers that like truly resonated with me growing up, and it was Chester Bennington and Johnny Giueli, which for those who don't know the names, Chester Bennington is the singer of Linkin Park, or rather the previous singer, and Johnny Giueli is the singer of Crush 40. And so I remember going to that concert and being like, wow, I finally, and this was my first ever concert. I had never been to a concert. I was very like sentimental with concerts, and I decided to tell myself, I'm not going to go to any concert unless it's a Linkin Park concert or a Crush 40 concert. That's what I want my first concert to be. And when Chester was no longer with us, I could no longer go see Linkin Park. So I had to just wait. I just had to wait for Crush 40 to play. And when they did, I was there. I was front and center. I sang every single word. And at the very, very end of the concert, and I'm holding it right now. At the very end of the concert, Jun Sonoe looked at me, pointed at me, and gave me his guitar pick that he played with for that concert. And I still have it. I keep it at my desk every day, no matter where I've moved, no matter what I've done, where I've gone. I've always had it on my main desk. And whenever I feel like I'm forgetting why I do the things I do, I remember that I was once that kid that got handed the guitar pick, like literally. And so I hope that every time we run an event, every time we make a post, every time a concert happens at our event, that somebody hands the next person the next guitar pick.
That's beautiful.
That's it. That's why I still do it.
That's beautiful. I kind of have my own, I guess you could say, guitar pick actually at my desk right now. I won't tell the entire story because that'll take up too much time. But long story short, I got to meet Colleen, the voice of Tails, at Comic-Con. So actually just a couple months ago. And I actually have from her. Now, of course, I paid for the autograph, but I didn't pay for the message that was on it. She just put it on there with two simple words: fly high. And I look at it every day because that came from her heart. And there's more to that story, and most of the chat knows what it is. But now I get to look at that guitar pick, we'll call it, and I get to see that every morning. And whenever I feel discouraged, all I have to do is look at Tails and see that word, those words: fly high.
I love mantras. I love things that you can kind of like repeat to yourself and just always remember and like always tell yourself, right?
Right, exactly. It's really a beautiful thing. It really is. Also, Sora Starlight in the chat once again, taking time to come and visit us again and check in on things. Yeah. Sora, it's good to see you. Sora says, love all of you. And Sora, we love you too. Also, for those of you guys who do not know, the reason why Sora Starlight cannot be here with us tonight is because Sora is unfortunately with their child who's at the hospital right now because of breathing complications. Due to a virus, unfortunately, so it'll unfortunately be a few days before Sora's child can go home. But they said that from what Sora said, they should be able to go home by Christmas. So at least hopefully they will get a chance to be home, with family around Christmas time in front of their tree, opening up their new toys. So we're hoping that our little buddy is doing very well. And also, Sora, we hope that you get a chance to catch up on some rest really soon. And we're going to continue to try our best for you, hun, to run this last week of the Carnival as best as we can. We're thinking about you. We love you. We love the kiddo. And from all of us here in the community to you, we wish you the best, hun. We got your back if you ever need anything. Coffee Euphoria says all of you embody the same mantra as Walt Disney when he was making Disney, with the quote "keep moving forward," which is funny you say that, Euphoria, because Sonic said the exact same thing to me. Well, to all of us. I say to me because I create a character in a video game, and I know it's okay. Now, while it's not necessarily everyone's favorite game, Sonic Forces, there was a scene in the end of that game that stood out to me. At the very end of the game, Sonic said the words, "You got to keep moving forward, no matter what. Yeah, we're not so different, you and me." And then he gives you a fist bump as you both run off and go your separate ways. Again, mantra. Where are we going with this stream now? Like, where do we go from this point forward? So much has happened. I guess we could say that that blue hedgehog means so much, means different things to all of us in different ways, but it's all about, but I think we all work together to just try to make the world a better place. And, I'm so glad that we have Sonic Expo and we have a place where we can all come together and congregate and do something really special. So thank you two so much for not giving up and for holding on to that and keeping this thing going, because you're making a lot of people happy with this convention. You're bringing a lot of people together. You're bringing a lot of talent together, creators together, and even just observers, and heck, even just casual people. It's amazing what you two are doing. So keep fighting the good fight and don't give up, because I will say this right now: you definitely have our support, and you definitely have this community's support. We're right behind you, 100%.
It's so crazy to hear that. Not because it's like not believable, but because it's just like it's surreal. It's just a lot of work.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's a lot of moments that like you hope gets easier the next time, and then it comes around again, and it's hard in new ways.
Yeah.
So nope.
I mean, your attendance gets bigger and bigger every year, doesn't it?
30, 100, 1400, 2200.
That answers that question. Well, hopefully, and if there are people who are listening who might be interested in, maybe helping out with Sonic Expo, I got this feeling that because of the immense success of it this year, that next year is definitely going to probably have a lot more people in it. So,
yeah,
they could use. We said that last time, and it was true.
So, maybe who knows? Maybe somebody who's listening right now is going to be like, I want to help out at Sonic Expo in any way I can. It is possible. So,
do I have to call them what their new name is?
Yeah.
What's the is it the Freedom Fighters? Is that?
Yeah.
I love
that. Our Freedom Fighters team would love to have you on it. And if you want to come fight freedom and make Sonic Expo, fight for freedom and make Sonic Expo like the most wondrous, amazing place in the universe, join our Freedom Fighters team. We'd love to have you. Ash is the head of our Freedom Fighters division. You can find Ash on Twitter, all peachy. They're super cool. They're super wonderful. They're the best. They're the best in the universe. You can always check our website to find out when like Freedom Fighter applications are up and active. We're gonna be a lot. We're gonna be making a lot of noise coming up in January, February, March time.
Cool.
And I guess we can kind of touch on a little bit about kind of like what's gonna happen to Sonic Expo over time. And this is stuff that like we haven't talked about too much. We're pretty interested in doing a lot of pop-up events. So we're curious about people out there who look at what Sonic Expo does and seeing all these other events starting to happen. And if you want to also see what it takes to become a part of that event, pop up in your area, pop up in your state. We're always interested in hearing what people are thinking, what they want to do, what they want to bring to the community. So like mini directors, if you will. we'd love to hear from you. So never be afraid to DM me, DM Jovi, message us on Twitter, email us, help@sonicexpo.org or info@sonicexpo.org. If you just want to get involved and you want to just see what you can bring to the table, if you want a Sonic Expo in your area, talk to us, because we're really curious about that kind of stuff. Even if you actually are passionate about another franchise that are like that you're just super, super deep in, like who knows, right? Like I've hinted at the idea that I love Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts. I don't know where that's gonna go, but I certainly am hinting at it. But no, like we'd love to like sit with you and chat with you and just have like kind of a little interview and just kind of pick at your brain and see what's going on in there and see if we can create some chaos together.
Cool.
Yeah. We're here to, and I think it's getting a little bit confusing about what Chaos Creators is to Expo. Chaos Creators LLC is the company name now. So it used to be the event name. It's now the company name. And underneath are a bunch of events that we host. So like if you want to stay tuned and see what our company is working on or how you can be part of that, like please always talk to us. We're very open to chat. And we like I said, there's events that we were working on today that aren't Sonic related, but just like someone was inspired and wanting to do more, and we're here to help them out. And so yeah, come talk to us, definitely.
Never be afraid, and definitely don't be afraid to reach out, because so far from the time I'm hanging out with them, they're wonderful people. The convention is amazing. Definitely planning on going next year. I mean, it's gonna definitely get busier next year. I have a feeling it is. So
Yep.
they could definitely use the help. So if you are able to, definitely contact them and feel free to and help them out. Like, I would love to see this convention continue to grow and get bigger and bigger and bigger. And you know, I wish nothing but the best and the success for Sonic Expo, because I love what it's doing. I believe in its mission, and by God, it's working. By God, it is working. So we talked a little bit about this before we went live, Phoenix, but if you don't mind me talking about it with you here, because I think it's a really cute story. So the proposal.
Oh, mine?
Yeah, yours.
Oh man. Yeah, in 2023, my at the time girlfriend decided to wait until I had just finished screaming my lungs out singing Live and Learn on stage to come up on stage and propose to me. I said yes. Just spoiler alert, I did in fact say yes. And we're doing good. She's still around.
It's beautiful. That is
I think
so
she's
cool.
I think she's in chat. She's been in chat most of the night.
What's her username, if you don't mind me asking?
Michi, are you still around?
Oh, that's them. Oh, okay. Well, hi. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, Michi, mine. She should be around here somewhere.
Yeah, I think
She might have moved on to some other work though.
It is possible, but yeah, I saw them.
Yeah.
I saw them earlier. I think I read a couple of their things out earlier. But nice to meet you.
Hello.
Also, one of the things that we had discussed is, like, you know, how you both inspire each other to, you know, keep to focus on your passions, and how you encourage it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love that about the relationship that you two have. I think it's wonderful that, you know, you two are both busy doing your own thing, you know, achieving, you know, your own separate goals, but then when you get that brief moment of time that you both just drop everything and you get your alone time with each other.
Yeah, there's nothing
lovey-dovey.
There's nothing like being like so simultaneously exhausted from work that your version of alone time together is crashing on the couch together. That's perfect.
I think it's wonderful.
Yeah.
I think that's absolutely wonderful, and it's definitely a beautiful thing, and I'm just glad that you have someone to rely on in that way, and she has the same the same feelings towards you. It's absolutely beautiful. The way I tuned in from crashing just now to hear that says Michiri.
There's the person of the hour right
There
there.
they are. There they are. Yes, we're talking about you. We're talking.
Some people don't know this. She's head of registration. She's the one that runs the registration system like at the event too.
Oh, that's
So she's a part of it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yo.
Phoenix, we were talking. Phoenix was talking about you. You, yes, you.
Talking smack. I'm kidding. That is a absolute lie. Do not believe me. Do not believe anything the wolf says. Oh my goodness. But yeah, like Sonic Expo, guys. If you haven't had a chance to check to see see the convention or go to the convention, may I highly recommend going to go check it out for yourselves, because you can bet your butts that Team Starlight is definitely wanting to be a part of it in some way, some shape, or some form for sure. Which, by the way, do you have the dates for next year's convention?
For Dallas, yeah, vaguely. So I mean, we haven't there's no formal announcement on it. We generally do run it on the exact same weekend every year though. So last year we did it 9, 10, 11? 10, 8, 9, 10?
8, 9, 10.
Yeah, last year we did it, or this year we did it 8, 9, 10. And then this coming year in 2025, it's just most likely going to be 7, 8, 9 on November.
Around the same time, and bless you for doing it when it's the cooler months, because conventions in the summer are such a pain.
That was almost intentional. We almost did it intentionally for it to be cooler. I think we just took the old Fan Jam slot, right?
Yeah, so how it came to be was we were originally in August in summer, and when we had started working on getting those voice actors put together, there's no way you can put that together in a month. It's just deadly. So we had to extend it to November to make that happen, and for Texas that works the best because it is extremely cold and you want to be warmer. Extremely hot. Oops, so sorry. I'm getting kind of exhausted. Yeah.
I remember the humidity. Don't.
Yeah. It's hot in Texas, so we definitely were thinking about cosplayers and people. And in November, it's like pretty tame, not too cold yet. So
right.
Yeah.
By the way, Trixie, becoming changing to your wolf form, I saw that.
I thought I'd like to blend in a little bit, you know.
Well, it's perfect. It fits with the background too.
Blend in.
So for those of you guys who don't know, this is actually Trixie, one of Trixie's other forms. This is her wolf model. It's one of her older models, but it's such a cute model. I love it a lot. Peachy Pop VT said, aka Cutie T Cat, aka Daddy says, "Oh my God, yeah, I've seen too many people cosplaying Paso from the He. I've actually witnessed it a couple times myself at Anime Fest, where people will come in the summer with these heavy cosplays or armors or big dresses, or they have like or heck, even some of the fursuiters, like they would pass out and there's like an ambulance there to pick them up. It gets crazy hot in Texas, so definitely if you're going to go visit a convention in the summer, especially in places in the South like Texas, lots and lots of water, and definitely take the time to stop in somewhere and cool off for a little bit. Self-care is very important, especially if you want to enjoy yourself at a convention like that. So again, bless you for doing it in the winter.
I mean, I love it too. I'm always happy that it's during like a much cooler time, because we have to load in and load out.
Okay.
So you guys have been to a comic convention here and there. Have any of you two ever checked out any of the conventions in New York City, like Comic-Con or whatnot?
No, but I have visited New York. I had a friend that lived up there, so I wouldn't mind going up there, and hanging out there if I get the chance.
If you were to visit New York City, what is the one place or thing you would love to do the most?
I like the food. I like the pizza.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I'm not from New York, but as soon as I bit into a New York slice, I knew I wasn't going to get any better because I was like, dang it! I'm going to have to come back here at some point again to eat the food. And Shino was present for that. God.
I was there.
I was what's it called? My friend's parents were the ones hosting, and I don't like fish. It's not a thing that's very common here in a landlocked section of Texas. To eat fish, and they made tuna steak, and I swear to God, me and my friend, both not fish people, were like, I don't know how to top that.
Yeah.
There is a restaurant called the Morningstar Cafe. It's on 2nd Avenue. It was opened in 1998, and it was named after the owner's sister, who he always called her his morning star. And it was just a really beautiful, lovely restaurant. It's like a 24-hour diner. They've got burgers and soups, and when I was younger, I was a pretty picky eater, so it was nice, like finding like a 24-hour eatery that I could just like eat stuff that I was pretty cool with.
Yeah.
It was very cozy and casual, and it was just super nice and lovely in that area. And I used to go there all the time when I traveled up to New York. And so that was kind of like a staple part of my childhood. I want to go back. And then I want to go to Joe's. Everyone wants to go to Joe's, right? Like everyone wants to go to Joe's Pizza. They're kind of like the quintessential pizza slice in New York.
You know, I've been here like 3 years now, and I still haven't visited Joe's, but it's definitely on the list of places to conquer. I'm looking at Morningstar Cafe right now, and I'm saving this so that I can go check it out and tell you what I think for sure.
About Joe. But have you ever gone to his mother's restaurant?
Oh yeah, Joe Mama's.
Oh, Mom.
Did you really? Did you really?
I do.
I think it was
Phoenix was gonna beat me to the point. So
was
I gotta,
it? I think it was.
All right, here, chat. I got a soundboard bit for that. You're welcome.
I think it was either right before Expo or right after Expo where I was like, I think I said I can't wait to invite Joe next year as a guest, and somebody was like, "Who's Joe?" And
you had the most like grin face going on, like, oh no, we unlocked the Pandora's box.
I think I said it at Expo. I think I said it in front of like somebody, and they fell for it, and it was so good.
And you could just feel the little gremlin coming out, Joe Mama.
Yeah, mama. Yeah, mama.
Oh my gosh. There's a place that if you two are ever in the city again, there's a place that I actually want to take you. The one that me and Trixie and Sora and some of our mutual friends have went to, called Little Italy Pizza. And God, there are so many Little Italy pizzas in New York, but none of them are the same, guys. But there's one in Tribeca. It's actually a 10-minute walk away from Hook and Ladder 8, which is also known as Ghostbusters HQ, the firehouse where Ghostbusters was filmed, the outside of the firehouse, that is. They have some really good pizza. Their margarita pizza is the bomb, and I think y'all would absolutely love that. So I guess it's and I was about to ask you that question, but apparently Phoenix, it's safe to say you've been to New York City, obviously.
Yeah, I grew up being involved in like musicals and such, so I went pretty often.
That's really cool. Have you done your favorite thing that you've always wanted to do in the city, or is there something that you've always wanted to do that you haven't accomplished yet?
Oh, I go to Joe's. Definitely go to Joe's. Maybe there's a couple of other restaurants and a couple other like specific pizza places I want to go to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Joe's. We need to go.
Yeah, we'll have to go.
Joey.
What about like non-food places? Is there like a shop that you really, really enjoy out there, or a specific Broadway show or something?
I might want to go revisit Nintendo World in Rockefeller Center.
I was just there yesterday.
I
Mm-hmm.
I used to go there when it wasn't called Nintendo World. I used to go there when it was Pokemon Center.
Yes.
And it was literally just that. I remember buying a lot of like limited edition stuff that they only sold there, and I think they were doing a Celebi event when I visited. So it was like a shiny Celebi that you could only get if you were or I think it was the shiny Jirachi.
Oh wow!
It was pretty nuts, and like you could only get it by physically hooking in at that Pokemon Center. It was crazy. There was like a lot of like specialness to all of that back then.
That is so awesome, yo! That is so cool. Sid Fritz says, I would love to go to Video Games New York myself. Oh yeah, I've been there plenty of times. So I don't know if you've ever been, but there's this small little store over in the St. Mark's area called Video Games New York, as one word. That's how they do it. But they sell all types of retro video game consoles and accessories and all types of stuff that you can use for your games. And they'll even they'll repair your own systems for a fee, and they'll even mod your systems for you. They actually have like Game Boys that they sell there that have their own really custom, cool design cases, and they actually add backlit screens to the Game Boys, because, back in the day, Game Boys, they didn't have backlit screens. You had to buy that little light that you had to attach to the side of it to
Worm light.
Yeah, the worm light.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, but now, but now they'll mod your Game Boy to where you can have those little backlights on there. It's actually really cool, and they'll update the displays too to make them look nice and cleaner too. And that's on any Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Pocket. Whatever. It's a really cool store. And sometimes they have some rare finds. Like, there is still, and I checked it recently, and I still want to get it, but it's $175. I can't afford that. They still have a factory-sealed, unopened copy of Sonic Adventure DX on the GameCube. It's still there. Factory-sealed. I want it.
How much?
$175.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's expensive. Matthew got very lucky, and he got a I think it was a new sealed copy of Sonic and Knuckles there. He got it for like $85.
I was there at that store. It's
Yeah.
small.
Yeah, it's the small store. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that store. That store is amazing, but it's super small.
It's super small, but it's super worth it. You should see all the stuff that they have in their little museum area. They have like all this retro stuff. It's super cool. Sid Fritz says it's a wonderful shop. I got my Japanese PS2 from them a few years ago. Yep, they sometimes get some rare imported items too. You guys should definitely go check them out for sure.
Yeah, you should check out that light pole outside next to the video game store too. You might see some familiar faces.
Oh. Yeah, that's a thing we did. Strange Seed, thank you so much for the follow. Much appreciated and welcome. And also, again, thank you to everybody who came in. Oh, somebody was about to say something. I heard a
That's Master Cheeks.
Oh.
Strange Seed.
Oh, hi. How you doing?
Hi.
Master Cheeks, nice to meet you. For that, that's a name. Master Cheeks. Explain that one.
Explain your Master Cheeks to me. Do you puff them up a lot?
It's Sonic. It's Mr. Sonic Expo Security.
Oh.
You have like managers just like popping in occasionally to like say hi.
Oh, well, hello and welcome. Don't worry, we're taking care of your girls. They're okay, I think.
I'm being held against my will. They put me in this dungeon. There's literally just SpaghettiOs. They're not even in the can anymore. They're just in like a dirty metal bowl, and it's been 4 years.
Shino,
No.
they're onto us. They're onto us.
No, I don't know what do you mean they're under us? No, it is totally fine. They're totally safe.
Oh crap!
Oops.
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
They got Addie.
There she is.
Hello, Addie, and hello, and also Michini, of course. Thank you so much for your follow as well. Much appreciated.
Yeah.
Peachy Pop VT says, "Well, at least you have food."
You call this food? I mean, I do. I love SpaghettiOs.
SpaghettiOs with hot dogs.
Yes.
I love SpaghettiOs and hot dogs. So
Wait, did we just become best friends?
I guess so. I guess so.
Okay, wait, no, but here's the thing. Okay, I don't like the like where the hot dogs are already in it because those are like
No,
bad hot
no, not those. No, absolutely not. I wouldn't submit you to that torture.
Wait,
I
are you
would-
telling me that you get the regular original SpaghettiOs and you add your own hot dogs to it?
Hebrew national hot dogs, to be precise.
Wait, okay, hold on a second. So I do ballpark.
Ooh.
Those
I
are
do-
pretty good. Those
I
are
do-
pretty dang good.
Ballpark bun-sized beef hot dogs. There you go.
The big ones. Yeah. Yeah, I like my hot dogs with my SpaghettiOs. God.
That- I think Trixie, you just made a new best friend.
Yay! My
Oh.
cuisine.
I can't
mean,
believe I never thought I would bond over that with somebody. That's crazy.
I was always putting stuff in that, like hot dogs and a little bit more cheese in my SpaghettiOs to make it more delectable. So yeah, I was experimental. So, but that was one of my outcomes I loved.
So we're rolling up pretty late for us.
Um,
So it's been a huge honor to come and chat with you guys. And for people who have a wallet that is just slightly more full than it needs to be, you should take everything in your wallet and give it to charity as long as you can still pay your bills.
yes, every bit of
That'd
it.
be
Every bit
helpful.
of it. And yeah, it is getting close to that time. In fact, we're actually just about right on the almost on the dot for closing time. So again, thank you to everyone who came to the Starlight Winter Carnival today to join us in helping raise funds for Gamers Outreach and for this wonderful charity. So one last time before we close stream, I'm going to go ahead and put this barcode on the screen right there. Barcode, QR code. If you guys would like to help donate to Gamers Outreach, Gamers Outreach is a nonprofit charity organization that donates these gaming carts and gaming equipment to children's hospitals all over the United States and all over the world. And it is a amazing cause to support. It is something that we firmly believe in. So if you guys would like to help out and donate the funds to that organization, that would be much appreciated. So thank you guys once again so much for helping us support this amazing thing. And I see Trixie's a bunny again. And of course, thank you. Thank you, Phoenix, and thank you, Jovial. Thank you both so much for taking the time out of your days to be here as our special guests and to help us raise awareness for this. And honestly, it was absolutely wonderful talking to you two and getting a chance
It really was, yeah.
to get to know you and thank you for allowing me to be emotional with you for a minute. So y'all are amazing.
I think one of my most favorite things at Expo is when people just kind of want to stop and like tell you their life story and like how it's all like come together for them at this moment. So I'm always happy to hear it.
Aww. And thank you both so much for Sonic Expo and for everything that you do. And we're behind you. We support you. Keep fighting the good fight, and we pray for many, many more years of success to come for you both. And one last thing before we close the stream, we'll start with Jovial. Jovial, are there any words that you would like to part the stream with before we go tonight?
Why did you start with me? Thank you so much for having me on. It was fun. I haven't been on a stream in a hot second, so this has been fun just to chatter and yap. So thanks for letting me yap.
Yeah.
And thank you for yapping with
Anytime.
us. And what about you, Mistress Phoenix? Any final words that you would love to give to everybody watching at home before we raid?
Hug your loved ones.
Yes.
Hug them tight.
Beautiful. And of course, Trixie, I know you love to give some really good final words, whether it's silly or emotional or or weird sometimes. What would you like to say before we go?
I would just like to say at this time, when we end, let's remember that the end of the year is coming to a close. Like Phoenix just mentioned, be close with your families right now. It is the time for giving. It is the time to be together and watch this new year come to an end and watch another beginning. So I say make the best of your time and get ready for the new year, everybody. For we're all in this together. All right, and happy holidays to you all.
And of course, before I go, thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much for supporting the stream, for supporting this cause, for supporting Team Starlight, and of course for supporting these two amazing guests, and for supporting Sonic Expo. I love this community, Sonic community. We're in this together. Please stay strong and continue to uplift each other and keep staying the sweet beans that you are. You're all amazing. And as we conclude our stream, we're going to prepare ourselves for our raid. Now we are going to go ahead and raid Neon Harper, who is actually one of the guests on our shows. They are a frog anime girl VTuber, and they are an absolutely wonderful person. And I think you guys are gonna have a good time with them. They're playing some retro games right now, and I think you guys are gonna get a kick out of that. So again, from all of us here to you, we wish you all a very Merry Christmas. And, oh, one last thing. I'm so sorry. I forgot. Join me tomorrow right here. I'll let you guys know what time, tomorrow in my tweet. I'm going to be doing a little event called Shino's Comfy Christmas Karaoke. So come by and join me for that tomorrow. We're going to be singing Christmas carols together. We're going to have a nice old time tomorrow. I rented out a nice lodge in Ice Cap Zone. I think you guys are going to get a kick out of it. So be sure to tune in tomorrow for that. But anyways, that does it. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We appreciate you being here, and you all have a beautiful rest of your night. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Good
Happy
night.
holidays.